From my experience as a coach and a runner, we're generally pretty naughty. Let me explain. Running and training is actually the easy part of the process. We enjoy it. We like working hard. We like having a goal. As a coach, this isn't the part of the process I see the most issues with. By far the most underappreciated and neglected is what runners do after their training and racing. This is where many of us are naughty. Now, I will fully qualify this by saying we just ran Berlin Marathon, had a brutal day, and now we've got Cape Town Marathon in a couple of weeks. But I'll explain how we're doing this, but also what generally runners can do to be a little less naughty after their race. And if we want to be better runners, it's all to do with what we do in the weeks after. This is actually a very relevant topic for where Mary and I are right now, in that we just ran Berlin Marathon just over a week ago. And we're in theory in recovery mode. So what I'm going to do is over the next 3 days, I'm going to take you with me through my training, my thinking, my reasoning in the Mega Blast. Mary is really not happy about the fact I'm just taking the Mega Blasts on their first journey out because she's sick. Oh, and if you're waiting for the Mega Blast review, they feel great. But I'm going to take you through everything and the reasoning behind why I'm telling you what I'm telling you, or advising. I'm not telling, I don't tell, I advise, and I try and help. So it seems like a pretty good time essentially to make this video because it is so relevant to us right now. This is my first run since Berlin and we are 9 days since. Well, this hill seems like as good a point as any to introduce you to the first thing that I would recommend and do myself is I've just come out here 9 days after my marathon with no plan, no structure. I'm running today because I wanted to. Okay, I've got to start running, otherwise it's going to take forever. It's a steep hill though. This view is going to be worth it, I promise you. Woo! Even for the burning legs. That's pretty much our local beach. So, if fitness worked in a linear manner, everyone would be just getting fitter and fitter forever. They'd never let their foot off the gas with their training. But that can't be the way to stack fitness on fitness. When would your body ever recover? Oh, here's going to be a good view, hang on. I'm seeing stars actually, I might need to sit down. Keep walking, keep walking. Woo! I am pretty gassed after that hill. Oh, that hurt, it was worth it for the view, right? But if fitness did work in a linear fashion, then I would never let my foot off the gas. I would just train with structure, day in, day out, week in, week out, because I love it, but I know there has to be a period of time where you don't have structure, where you don't do much. I'm in that right now. So if I want to walk right now, I'll walk. There's no structure, there's no plan for the session. It's just run, and I felt really gassed coming up that hill, as you'd expect, to be honest, from having to run a pretty all-out marathon 9 days ago. So we have to be easy on ourselves. This is how high I am. I'm at the height of where they put a windmill on a hill. So I'll take as long as it needs without structure until I feel okay again. I mean, we're cheating in this cycle because we've got Cape Town in about 3.5 weeks, but usually it could be months. Whoa, it's steep and slippery. And the other thing I felt an urge to do, which I'm now regretting, is to change up the stimulus of my training. So I've just trained 18 weeks for a marathon. I've done track sessions, I've done tempo on the treadmill, I've done long runs at the same location. It's time for something different. So aside from having no structural plans per se, I do know I want to change up everything. Like hills, big regret for now. Like getting onto some trails will be great fun. I might just do anything that is different for my body from what I was doing for 18 weeks. If I'm going to keep it fresh, I can't just dip straight back into that same stuff. It takes a lot of mental focus. So I don't know if I'll be this aggressive on future runs. I mean, this is a particularly punchy hill, and considering I've just had flu,
I've got jet lag and I just ran a Berlin Marathon 9 days ago, but I needed this for the head. And I think if you're watching this, you might understand that. I just have to be sensible from this point. I'd say the only problem with finding trails at this time of year is they are a terror. They are a nightmare, so dangerous in the rainy season. So you have to be careful, but you could probably gather I'm having to be pretty careful right now. Let's just say that one was for the head and not the legs, because that felt like hard, as you would expect. But the good thing about not being an instructor is I don't have to run for the next 5, 6, 7. I don't have to run again until I want to run again. And that kind of feels nice. No pressure. Okay, it's day 2 now, and we are in studio space and strength and conditioning workout space. And that brings me quite neatly to the next thing that I would recommend, certainly to athletes that I coach and myself and anyone watching this video, that you do after a significant period of time focusing on a race. We spoke about yesterday on the run, we spoke about changing the courses that you run, like change the elevation, change the style of course like road and trail. But actually there's another thing that I would add on top of that, and that is changing the training fundamentally. So I look at strength and conditioning kind of like cyclic as well. So when I am in the phases between my marathon training, I do a lot more strength and conditioning. I might even go to the gym and do heavier stuff. And when I'm in my full marathon training, I dial down that strength and conditioning just to focus on the running and then maintenance of the strength work. But now I need to change it up. With strength and conditioning, I need to go to different workouts and more regularly, because I'm not technically in my 18-week marathon training period. But also, I've signed up for a triathlon in a few weeks, because that was my original passion, was triathlon before it was running, and it still is. I'm just doing a sprint distance race though. And I might even mix it right up and go heavy in on the surfing, because did you know you can surf in certain areas of Thailand? And one of those areas I live very near, and surfing used to be a massive passion of mine for a long time. And one of my favourite stories that I like telling people as an example of this is Mark Allen, one of the most famous Ironman athletes ever to have competed. I think he won 6 world championships in Kona. After he raced Kona in October each year, he used to then just spend the next 3 months not doing any triathlon at all and just focusing on surfing. And at the time people thought he was crazy, because why wouldn't he keep training? But he kept coming back and winning year after year because he needed that mental and physical change, and surfing was his. And I love surfing, so maybe I'll do a bit of that too. So it doesn't have to be a huge fundamental shift in what you do with your training. It can just be slight tweaks, and it doesn't need to be a long period of time either. Remember, after Chicago, we took a whole marathon cycle off to focus on high rocks, and it was one of the best things that we did, because A, we loved it, B, we got stronger, and we felt like we were stronger coming into the next marathon training block. So cross-training or giving your brain and body a rest and a different stimulus, 100% also the way to go. Oh, workout finished, and before I get back to actual work, not workout, the fourth thing that I would do, and it baffles me when people don't do this, is after I've completed any kind of significant race, there has to be a period of learning from it, of sitting back and actually just taking that race apart. Let's take Berlin. We did a video literally last week, where we broke the race apart, so I won't go over old ground, but we picked apart what happened to us in the training. Is there anything that we can do to improve? Obviously, I didn't even make it through the training cycle, only just, but I learned a lot of lessons, and Mary did, but feels like she could add more volume. We looked at our carb load and the lead up and the things that we could improve there. We looked at race execution. But we took it apart because what we are at our hearts is teachers, and that's what we believe is going to make us better in the long term. I had one comment and it blew my mind. I think someone wrote on my Berlin video something like, "Why are you celebrating when you didn't meet your goals? Why are you so happy?" And I thought that was just so strange, because I
just finished a marathon and I'm very proud of the grit that I showed to get to the finish line under very difficult circumstances, which I think 95% of people experienced on race day. So my mindset has always been, none of the outcome bit will define me. None of my race times define me. It's nice to run faster sometimes. The training defines me, and therefore, how do I make the training even better, cycle after cycle, so that the outcome part, it does get a little better over time. I might get a little faster. Will I ever run a sub 240? I don't know at this stage, but I do know I'm committed to breaking apart everything that happened during that process and seeing if I can make the next process, the next training cycle, better. And if you just go from marathon, don't think about it, don't think about why it went wrong or right, by the way. Always pick apart a race that went right, and then you just go into the next cycle. Then what are you really learning? What are you really doing here? And that's not meant, I'm not saying that as a criticism, but we all want to be better. And part of the process of being better is breaking stuff down, reflecting on it, and then adapting it so you can be better next time. Okay, back to work, run tomorrow.
Oh, it's day three of our Odyssey, and it's now Mary's first run back after Berlin, after she came down ill after me.
Yeah, thanks for that, Ben.
No worries. Mega blasts on display. And this is the perfect, it's like it was meant to be. What we're about to go through now is like the perfect lead-in to the next point about after a marathon. You don't even know it yet.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Oh, someone's doing colour matching.
Unintentional, because I didn't even remember about the shoes, but what can I say?
How are you feeling?
Well,
we haven't started running yet, so...
I feel very excited. I'm so happy to be running again. I've missed it so much.
Okay,
good rest.
What are we doing though? Just easy?
Just very, very easy. 6.5 or 6K.
It'll feel hard. It'll feel harder than you think, because mine did.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Just a gentle. I'm going to ask Mary on camera. This will be a bit of an interview segment, Mary. How long is it since you've run before today?
Since Berlin Marathon, 11 days.
Do you feel like you could have run before now?
No.
Right. So my argument for this part of the video, I guess, is that no one should rush back to this. There is plenty of time. The thing about fitness is you have to lose it to go higher. You can't just maintain your fitness on an upward trajectory. I've made that point earlier in the video.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You have to have some periods of downtime like we're having right now.
Yeah.
In order to like compound, to absorb, get stable, and then go again.
And get like really fresh to build back, like mentally and physically.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we've got a little treat at the end of this run. We'll do the rest on the way back. I mean, my opinion of how long you take after a race is it takes as long as it takes. A general rule of thumb might be 1 week for every 1 hour it took you to run in the marathon. So if you run a 3-hour marathon, 3 weeks. But to be honest with you, after Boston, for an example, I took about 3 or 4 months away from marathon training structure. I'd lost the kind of impetus and love, and I then just built back the joy and started what I'm trying to say is there's no amount of time that is like a set time. It's just whenever you feel ready. But the one thing I can tell you is that if you rush back, if you come back too soon before your body and mind are ready, your next training cycle probably isn't going to be ideal. Back on the same road from the other day, all the joys, the chaos of Thailand. Come on, in you go. 7-Eleven, you've done it again. 6K in the bag, and now ice cream in the stomach before dinner. What? Look at that. My final point that I can make whilst we're having a leisurely ice cream is this is an infinite game. So what are you in it for? Because rushing back really in the long term, if you zoom out, it serves no purpose. We are going to run marathons for pretty much, hopefully, the rest of our lives, or we're certainly going to run for the rest of our lives. And so when you look at it in that context, there really is no rush. I know there's going to be ebbs and flows. I know there's going to be races where we perform really, really well. And I know that there's going to be races where it doesn't all go to plan. But when you zoom out on that and give yourself the breaks and give your body the breaks that it needs, and your mind, then suddenly it just becomes about making it sustainable with life. So for us, how you view it is as crucial as how you do it. It's a mindset thing. Training, marathon training or not marathon training, it has to fit your life. And when we go into marathon training, it's extraordinarily hectic. It puts a lot on your body, doesn't it? So you have to have times like this where you can just do a 6K and then eat an ice cream on the way home. What would we have been doing distance-wise if it was marathon training on a Thursday?
I was like 20 kilometres.
Say that again?
I was running 20 kilometres.
You were doing 20K on a Thursday. Were you having ice cream?
I was not. I was having gels.
Slight change up. Well, that just about finishes the video off. We've got one more little bit.
If you found value in the video, then consider subscribing to the channel, and you're definitely going to like this video if you like the one you just watched, which was how we trained for our most recent marathon, which was Berlin. We're going to go and eat dinner. Why aren't you in our membership group? Because it's amazing, they're amazing.
Come and join us.
Makes sense. We'll see you next week.